Nickelodeon, the first kids network, presents A Walk in the Park.
Grandpa, what was it like when you were a kid?
Well,
I mean, what'd you do for fun?
mostly we read books, sang songs, and ate bugs.
You didn't have Nickelodeon?
We had each other.
Wait, no Double Dare? No Finders Keepers? No Duckula?
Sometimes we'd wax the dog or spit goobers in the sink.
Fun.
It wasn't so bad.
Grandpa, you eat bugs.
Nickelodeon, the first kids network.
Abracadabra. Some of my favorite words are bologna. Baloney. It sounds like mumbo jumbo. Yeah, mumbo jumbo. Mumbo jumbo. What it is? Yeah, mumbo jumbo. That's really weird. Nickelodeon. It's an old saying that magicians use. Nick is what you want. You know, Nick is what I want. Yeah, it is.
Here's the Nickelodeon Games Report, brought to you by Green Slime, the official gooey slop of the 1988 Nickelodeon Games. When we last saw Dennis, he was completing the final leg of the Dining Room Dad Dash. Now he's flying at a record-setting pace in the kids' only cleanest closet competition. And talk about records! These Cruising Ballooners battered all the world marks at today's Feet Floating Flipper Final. Meanwhile, Gadget was stretching his lead in the treacherous Inspectathon. But can Timmy repeat as world champion Lassie Looper? Yes! Let's see that again in super slow-mo. Yes. The competition continues every day on Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon presents Nick Around the World. Today, the country where they speak Pig Latin. Name,
Arthalonia Bay.
capital city,
Une Arthalonia Bay.
principal export,
Eats way, Otatos Bay.
most popular TV shows.
Aniste ave ensme, arste ectre, ave anquisme.
This report brought to you by Nickelodeon, the only network for you, no matter where you are.
Attention all kids, attention. Nick has just learned there may be a Mr. Wilson loose in your neighborhood. It's true. Statistics show that 1 out of every 5 adults grows up to be just like Mr. Wilson. Warning signs include a missing funny bone, severe bouts of mushiness, and the use of expressions like
Good gravy.
and
Oh, for Pete's sake.
if you see anyone with these symptoms, a mailman, a neighbor, even your dad, return to your TV and await further instructions from Nickelodeon, the only network for you.
76% polled said they wished Steve Douglas had been their dad. 2% were undecided, and 22% said Steve Douglas was their dad. This report brought to you by My Three Sons. To some kids, cleaning their room is a physical challenge. To others, getting to school is a physical challenge. And sometimes even doing your homework is a physical challenge. Who needs it? Every weekday, Nickelodeon gives kids the physical challenges they want on Double Dare, Flying Zucchini Brothers, William Tell, Rain on Your Parade, Weatherman, Top Gum, Scrambled Egg, and more. The Physical Challenge. Another reason to watch Double Dare every weekday on Nickelodeon.
Double Dare on Nickelodeon. When Double Dare first appeared on Nickelodeon, kids across America cheered. But that wasn't enough. Kids wanted it in Spanish, too. Then it caught on in French. And, of course, kids wanted it in Japanese. Sure, Double Dare is taking over the world, but you can see it where it all started, right here on the First Kids Network. And that's Nickelodeon in any language. The grown-ups of Hilldale. Why do they tremble? Why are they nervous? What are they all afraid of?
Hi, Mr. Wilson.
Dennis!
Dennis.
The Menace. Dun, dun, dun. He's no ordinary kid.
Look at the way his hair sticks up and back.
He's the scariest thing to happen to grown-ups since shaving. Dennis. Dun, dun, dun. The Menace. Dun-dun. Weekdays at 6, 5 Central on Nickelodeon. Warning, Dennis the Menace may contain scenes that are shocking.
Like Mom running downstairs screaming.
Exactly. Dennis the Menace, weekdays at 6, 5 Central on Nickelodeon. Here on Elm Street, another nightmare is about to begin.
Mr. Wilson!
At least for Mr. Wilson. Dennis the Menace, weekdays at 6, 5 Central on Nickelodeon. If Mr. Wizard could make time stand still, it would be 3:30, 2:30 Central all the time. Then Mr. Wizard would be on all the time.
But scientists know if you mess around with the spatial
Dimensions of the time continuum, you're asking for trouble. It's only 3:30, 2:30 Central once every weekday, and that's the only time you can see Mr. Wizard. If Mr. Wizard could do whatever he wanted, he'd make every TV station Nickelodeon. But there's only one Nickelodeon, the only place you can see Mr. Wizard's World. Weekdays at 3:30, 2:30 Central. Scientifically proven. And now, another Rated K update with your host, Brad Kane.
Hi. You know, there's only one thing better than a Mr. T film festival, and that's being a kid. No, seriously, think about it. I mean, there are certain things that only kids can do and no one else. And after playing a kid in his new movie, Big, Tom Hanks remembers one of those things.
I miss falling asleep in the back of the car when we're driving home from vacations. I would really like to be able to just curl up in a ball on the way back as it is. And then you wake up, but you still pretend you're asleep, so maybe Dad is going to carry you inside, you know, because he doesn't want to wake you. And even though he shakes you, says, hey, Papa, you still pretend you're asleep, and then he picks you up and he carries you and puts you in. I wish I could do that. I don't want to be the guy who has to drive home.
Well, at least Tom got some sleep. The only people who are going to get that around here are the Rated K kids, and that's because they're on vacation this summer. But not me. I'll be here on Nickelodeon. Wide awake. I'm Brad Kane.
And now, another Rated K update with your host, Brad Kane.
Okay. I didn't know grape juice stained. Parents. One small spot on the crummy rug, and they go crazy. Well, Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger know what getting into trouble is all about. After all, they were kids once.
Like every kid, you know, you get in trouble here and there, little things that you do. You know, like, what do you, spill something on the rug? Or, you know, things like that. Little things.
You got into worse trouble than spilling things in a rug.
I was a good boy. I was a very good boy. I was a very, very well-behaved young man.
I can't believe it.
And, you know, those few years in reform school don't count. I'm out now and I'm reformed, and I want to tell you that I'm going straight.
You know, it's kind of hard to take people seriously who wear their pajamas in public. You know what I mean? Well, keep watching for more Rated K updates with Danny and Arnold and their new movie Twins, only on Nickelodeon. I'm Brad Kane.
Wake up! Dennis and Lassie are on early enough for you to catch both of them.
Gee, nobody told us.
Well, now you know, so spread the word.
Dennis, you haven't even started your breakfast. Where are you off to?
First, it's Lassie at 7:30 a.m. Then at 8, join Dennis and his friends.
Thank you for the correct time.
Now, doesn't Nickelodeon give you a good feeling to wake up with?
You bet. It gives you a real bang-up Cracker Jack feeling.
It all starts at 7:30, 6:30 Central. Weekdays on Nickelodeon. Have you got a beef? Somebody done you wrong? Do you want to dish out the justice Nickelodeon style? Kids Court wants to hear from you. Write to Kids Court, P.O. Box 1568, Ansonia Station, New York, New York, 10023. Send us your case or be part of the courtroom crowd. We want to hear from you. That's Kids Court, P.O. Box 1568, Ansonia Station, New York, New York, 10023. Kids Court, where kids count.
Kids, Nickelodeon wants you. The only network for you is making its newest show, and you can be a part of it. It's called Kids Court, and we want you and the Kids Court audience where you'll dish out the justice, Nickelodeon style.
You should be sued.
If you're going to be in the New York City area and would like to be on Kids Court, write to us at Kids Court, P.O. Box 1568, Ansonia Station, New York, New York, 10023. Be sure to include your name, address, age, and phone, and be on Kids Court, where kids count.
Fair or unfair?
Unfair!
Coming to Nickelodeon.
When it comes to music, are most grown-ups out of touch and out of tune? Find out on All About Kids, sponsored by Mattel. Coming up.
Nickelodeon presents All About Kids.
Do your parents like your kind of music, or are they lost in a time warp?
My parents are caught, I think, in the 60s. He likes, like, those old people, like Peter, Paul, and Mary, and things like that.
My father hates music. And he goes and plays his doo-wop music. And it drives me up a wall. And then he starts singing with it. And you can hear the dogs barking outside.
Keep watching Nickelodeon's All About Kids, sponsored by Mattel. And now, another Nickelodeon Kids Pick the President report.
Just like your favorite soda or candy bar, presidential candidates need slogans, too. The catchier, the better. In the 1952 election, Dwight Eisenhower won big with the slogan, I like Ike. Or how about Tippecanoe and Tyler, too? That's a slogan that helped William Tippecanoe Harrison and his running mate John Tyler win the 1840 election. As for me, I think I'll stick with something simple like, vote Sarah or die. For more Kids Pick the President reports, keep watching Nickelodeon.
The United States of America. It's been a democracy for over 200 years, but if you're a kid, you'd never know it. Up till now, only grown-ups have picked the president. Kids have had no voice and no vote. Well, Nickelodeon isn't going to take it anymore. It's time for your voice to be heard with Nickelodeon's Kids Pick the President. Check out where the candidates stand on your issues. Find out stuff they'd never tell you in social studies. Plus, get your very own chance to vote in a special nationwide poll 1 week ahead of your parents. It's Nickelodeon's Kids Pick the President. Keep watching. Aren't you tired of music video shows that just don't play what you want? Whoa! Then check out Nick Rocks, the only music video show that plays your requests. The hottest hits, the coolest stars, countdowns, house parties, and whatever else you want. Because on Nick Rocks, if you want it, we'll play it. Baby, I love you, baby. Hey, who requested that? Whoa! It's Nick Rocks, only on Nickelodeon, the only music video show that's really got what you want. Starting next week, Inspector Gadget's moving to a new time, and he's pretty excited.
Go, time machine.
Look for him every weekday at 5:30, 4:30 Central on Nickelodeon.
Everything ready?
Yep. Prepare yourself for the world's greatest inspector.
I'm ready for Gadget.
Inspector Gadget, now on Nickelodeon. Look, up in the sky, on the beach, in the park.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane?
No. Yes.
Sharon, Lois, and Bram's Elephant Show.
Well, stuff that we care about.
Like singing, like dancing, like messing around.
Have you ever seen fruits and vegetables wearing clothes?
Watch Elephant land in your neighborhood every day.
Oh, elephant, there you are.
On Sharon, Lois, and Bram's Elephant Show, only on Nick Jr. Count Duckula, star of Nickelodeon's newest show, wants you to know...
It's not easy being a vampire duck.
Sure, you get to live in Transylvania with your own butler and a maid, but so what? When you've got a vampire hunter on your tail, a magic castle that takes you to all the wrong places, and an uncontrollable thirst for broccoli, life definitely has its ups and downs. See for yourself.
I need a break.
On Count Duckula, weekends at 7:30, 6:30 Central, only on Nickelodeon. When adults said, you can't do that on television, we did it. When adults said, don't you dare make a mess, we double dared you. Now, when adults make you watch their boring TV talk shows, Nickelodeon says... We got kid hosts, hot stars, and our own band, and put together a new kind of talk show where actions speak louder than words. So if you're sick of boring adult talk shows, remember... Weekends at 11, 10 Central on Nickelodeon. Sick of boring adult TV talk shows? Nickelodeon says...
It goes something like this. All you have to do is use your imagination. What's going on?
Don't just sit there. A new kind of talk show just for kids on Nickelodeon, the only network for you.
Laughing, yeah. Oh, what's that really funny thing they always say?
It's suck it to me.
No, it's something else.
You bet your sweet Biffy. Beautiful downtown Burbank.
No.
I'll drink to that.
Something else.
Say goodnight, Dick.
Why don't you look it up in your funkin' wagon?
Fickle finger of fate.
Here comes the jive.
It's my fancy.
Wait, it's...
Right here on Nick at Night. To everything, there is a season. A time for war, a time for peace, a time to squirt Bob in the face, and a time for My Three Sons, weeknights at 9, 8 Central on Nick at Night.
Remember all those times Donna and Alex Stone kissed and you wondered what all the excitement was about? Now you understand. Donna Reed, you missed something the first time on Nick at Night. On the 23rd episode of My Three Sons, Robbie went haywire and shattered the show's clean-cut image with bad language.
What happened?
My Three Sons, we thought you should know on Nick at Night.
Since 1964, 18% of all police brutality victims were subjected to illegal body searches, 12% were harassed, and 70% were forced to listen to bad Gunther Tootie impressions. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This report brought to you by Car 54. You've heard of Starsky and Hutch. You've heard of Crockett and Tubbs. Now let's go back to where it all began, to the days of the original tough cops, when a man could be a man.
Francis, would you help me?
And a cop could become Herman Munster. Meet Francis Muldoon and Gunther Tootie. Witness the fast cars, tough talk,
We've got to get some people to go to Joel's bar mitzvah.
dangerous weapons, and innovative spying techniques. The original tough cops. Car 54, where are you? On Nick at Night. As punishment for not eating his greens, Chip Douglas was taken out and given a good strong dose of radioluminescent foam. My three sons. Things were stricter then. On Nick at Night.
You say you want to start a family, but you just can't find the time? Then tune into My Three Sons on Nick at Night, where in less than 40 weeks, you can watch your sitcom son go from kazoos to cohabitation. Yes, you'll get it all. Prepubescence,
What's an opposite sex?
puberty,
You're heavy.
even the joys of manhood.
We're going to a motel for the weekend.
It's quick, it's easy.
No, it's weird.
It's My Three Sons, the family you can start every night on Nick at Night.
You're cranky. You're broke. You've got a silly middle name. Make room for Daddy can help.
This is the greatest thing since Fairy Godmother.
Count on Nick at Night. Your boyfriend's an immature jerkface. The toilet's clogged. They've canceled St. Elsewhere. And Southern can help.
All is not lost.
Count on Nick at Night. You've gained 10 pounds. There's a hole in the ozone. Your dog has worms. Donna Reed can help.
I'll make a stimulating salmon salad.
Count on Nick at Night. You've got jock itch. Your toaster's exploded. The locusts are back. Laugh-In can help.
Bet your sweet bippy.
Count on Nick at Night. Your boss is a butthead. The sun is a dying star. You stink at bridge. Car 54 can help. Count on Nick at Night. Your bangs are too short. The ice caps are melting. Elvis is still dead. Mr. Ed can help.
I don't dig writing the blues.
Count on Nick at Night. You've got jock itch. Your toaster's exploded. The locusts are back. Laugh-In can help. Count on Nick at Night. You've gained 10 pounds. There's a hole in the ozone. Your dog has worms. Donna Reed can help.
I'll make a stimulating salmon salad.
Count on Nick at Night.
It's not easy growing up, especially when you're the youngest kid on Nick at Night's My Three Sons.
I feel kind of creepy inside every time I think about it.
For starters, there's Dad, a man who thinks he's a dog. Then there's Bub, a bald guy who thinks he can cook. Yuck. Finally, there's Robbie and Mike, big brothers who think they know everything.
What a bunch of junk.
Growing up, you know it's tough, so be prepared. And watch My Three Sons every night on Nick at Night.
Our reruns are better. That's what we learn every day in Nick at Night's Rerun Testing Center. In tests like these, we found that last year's shows, which the networks are rerunning this fall, just aren't up to snuff. But the classics, Mr. Ed, Patty Duke, the original Saturday Night Live, just keep getting better. How do we explain it? We're not sure. That's why we spent a pile of dough on this baby. But you know it, in here. At Nick at Night, our reruns are better than theirs. No need to adjust your set. That's just our Flexomatic machine testing Nick at Night's classic reruns for rewatchability. Take this episode of The Patty Duke Show. After 211 viewings, you'd still get a chuckle, plus a valuable lesson in hygiene. This Ed episode? Put on your safety glasses and watch 35 times in a row. Just try that with an A-Team rerun.
Flexomatic eats Mr. T for breakfast.
I think what Hank is trying to say is that at Nick at Night, our reruns are better than theirs. We fed a recent rerun of the sitcom Facts of Life into Nick at Night's hyperanalytic converger and got lumpy oatmeal. But a classic rerun of the Patty Duke Show yielded this fine steak dinner. Proof our reruns are better than theirs. That's right. Nick at Night's got the best of Saturday Night Live this fall. What makes it the best of? Why, the Condensomatic, of course. Utilizing mood ring technology and methane gas, it selects the best bits from the original Saturday Night Live and condenses it all into dangerously dense half-hour shows. It's our guarantee that you'll always get the best Belushis, the best Murrays, the best Chevys, and the best julienne fries you've ever tasted. With Saturday Night Live on Nick at Night, our reruns are better than theirs. Good TV isn't just a slogan with Nick at Night, it's a promise. Take the Patty Duke Show. Before we could air it, we had to test it. And we found that not only does Kathy adore a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette, but she also digs Frank Sinatra Jr.
As for Patty, she does like to rock and roll. A hot dog does make her lose control, but so does, interestingly, a well-grilled bratwurst.
We're not sure if you can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind, but this we do know. With Patty Duke on Nick at Night, our reruns are better than theirs.
0 minus 10 seconds.
Here at Nick at Night, we're testing Second City Television in our Laughatron to see how funny this classic really is.
Clear the area.
How can a machine know what's funny? For one thing, this baby's expensive. But really, it's obvious when you have a show like SCTV, starring John Candy, Martin Short, and Rick Moranis.
3, 2, 1.
Hold up, radio good. Solid proof. With SCTV on Nick at Night, our reruns are better than theirs.
Nick at Night presents Secrets of Mr. Ed. Did Mr. Ed really talk? The answer, yes. In reality, it was Wilbur who required electrical shocks to perform his comedy lines. Would today's push-button phones prevent Mr. Ed from dialing long distance? The answer, no. The divestiture of AT&T makes long-distance dialing a reality for everyone. Did Mr. Ed perform his own stunts? The answer, no. His stunts were performed by Dirty Dancing star Patrick Swayze. Was there only one Mr. Ed? Yes, the one and only original talking horse on Nick at Night. My Three Sons. One show, two lovable old coots. Not quite sure who's who? Nick at Night presents this Bub and Uncle Charlie guide. Bub, black and white. Uncle Charlie, color. Bub tells boring showbiz stories.
Those lights, the audience.
Uncle Charlie tells boring sailor stories.
The pirate ship caught on fire.
Bub at peace with his bachelor life. Uncle Charlie just going through the motions. Bub abused by household appliances. Uncle Charlie just hard on himself. Bub, Uncle Charlie, know the difference. Watch them both on My Three Sons on Nick at Night.
After watching the Donna Reed Show, do you ever have the uncontrollable desire to go out and do good? Beware. Nick at Night scientists have discovered powerful subliminal messages embedded in the Donna Reed Show. In the interest of your free will, we have slowed down this Donna Reed footage. See for yourself. Donna Reed, so much more than meets the eye, every night on Nick at Night.